For most American voters, the 2020 election is over. But in Georgia, it's still heating up. In November's presidential race, Georgia went blue for the first time since 1992, and Democrats are energized.
Welcome to the new Georgia, the blue Georgia. And come January 5th, we are going to seal the deal. When you send yours truly and my brother from another mother, John Ossoff, to the United States Senate.
Reverend Raphael Warnock is running against Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler, while John Ossoff is matched up against Republican Senator David Perdue. Democrats need to flip both seats to control the U.S. Senate, and history isn't on their side.
In the past, Republicans have done a better job of getting their voters to come back, so that's going to be a challenge for Democrats. But in those 7 partisan general election runoffs in the past, Republicans have won every one, even though sometimes the Democrat led going into it, led in the first round. There's some reason to think it might change this year. One would be because we have not 1 but 2 high-profile runoffs, so there's more attention. And the other thing, and this may be absolutely critical, what do African American voters do? In the past, their drop-off has been greater than the white drop-off, but in the past you didn't have a high-profile African-American candidate.
So there's so much at stake, and that's why I got in this race in the first place.
Mobilizing black voters is a priority for Georgia's Stand Up, a progressive group that's been doing this work for the last 15 years.
We know that in Georgia, this has a history of voter suppression as well as racial issues. So we're not surprised that people got tired of being sick and tired and say that we're not going to do it anymore and we're going to vote our values.
The turnout with African American women this year was better than it has ever been.
This is really the tightest race in the world right now, and the world is watching, and we're excited because we know that no matter what happens in this runoff, Georgia will never be the same, and we'll just keep building on this momentum.
We don't have to negotiate.
No negotiation. Think about that. With John Ossoff, they get total control.
Republicans made big down-ballot gains in November, in part because of their message that Democrats have moved too far left.
And we're not going to let that happen because we're going to stand up to this onslaught that will perpetrate a socialist agenda right here in Georgia.
And that's become a dominant theme for the Loeffler and Perdue campaigns.
Chuck Schumer has said that he'll add 2 states, he'll pack the court, he wants to do away with the Electoral College, and that will allow them total control. And once they get that, they'll be able to execute this agenda that they keep talking about.
Oh, I'm trying to save our country from the radical agenda.
But another figure looms over this race, even if he's not on the ballot anymore.
You got to make sure that when they collect the ballots and they start bragging about how many ballots they already have, you got to make sure your Secretary of State knows what the hell he's doing.
President Trump has spent weeks attacking Georgia election officials and falsely claiming he won the state.
And the beauty is that we also won Georgia, and that was good.
Many of his supporters here believe him, despite 2 recounts confirming Joe Biden as the winner.
This election was rigged.
Neither of us think the last election was a fair and just election. I don't know if Georgia really went blue or not. There's just a lot of things you don't know.
I think my vote will be counted. I just don't want a lot of illegal votes to be counted.
Conservative organizer Tim Head says concerns over election legitimacy have become a real challenge.
Yeah, that's actually probably the biggest obstacle or barrier that we're seeking to overcome is basically my message tends to be the only way that you know that your voice will not be heard is if you remain silent.
Hey, sorry to bother you. We have one question we're asking voters.
And in a race this close, convincing the people who think the system is rigged to participate in that system again could make the difference.
Well, I think cheating is, I think it was done in November, and I think it'll be done again in January.
If 15,000 people in a state of 11 million feel the way that their vote doesn't matter, technology has been rigged, that's a significant number. Not in 11 million, but in a 1.5-point race, that's 3/4 of a percentage point.
I'll take your card.
You're good to go.
Now you put your ballot in the scanner. It's being recorded here. This number will click and go up by 1.
After a presidential election decided by just 12,000 votes, neither side is taking anything for granted. And at early voting locations across the state, Georgians are already making themselves heard.
I've been here for about approximately an hour. I got a lot of adrenaline build up because I'm actually doing something positive.
It's one thing to listen to all those ads and hear all the negative rhetoric and not be able to do anything about it, but now that the election is actually here, we can really do something.
You know, we have to do something. We can't just sit there and scream at the TV.
This is a good movement going on. People trying to make change in the world, and that's a beautiful thing.